The Buddha once said, "Within each person lies a pure, clear stream, yet most of us spend our lives searching outside and forget to look within." Ask yourself this: have you ever been surrounded by comfort, laughter, and friends, yet still felt something missing deep inside? At night, when everything grows quiet, has the question ever whispered in your heart, "What is true happiness?" Modern life pulls us into an endless cycle of work, success, and worry. But mindfulness meditation is the path of returning home, no longer chasing outside but directly experiencing the truth that already lives within you. In this video, we'll explore 6 of the Buddha's most essential teachings, revealed through the simple yet profound practice of mindfulness. From seeing impermanence, to understanding suffering, to opening your heart with compassion, each teaching is a light guiding us back to peace. And stay with me until the very end, because the final teaching is the doorway to the deepest freedom the human heart has always longed for. 1. Impermanence. The Buddha taught, all conditioned things are impermanent. When they arise, they will pass away. When they come together, they will eventually fall apart. When you sit in meditation, this truth becomes clear. One breath comes in, and then goes out. A sharp pain in your back rises, lingers, and then fades. A thought flashes through the mind, at first so strong, yet slowly dissolves into nothing. Mindfulness meditation allows you to see impermanence directly, not as an abstract concept in a book, but as a living reality in your own body and mind. And once you see impermanence clearly, your way of living begins to shift. Instead of clinging to success, money, or even sweet emotions, you realize that everything is temporary. Worries about the future soften, regrets about the past ease. Because you understand that every moment is already flowing, nothing is fixed forever. Think about it. Many people in America live in a constant rush, believing happiness will come only after the next achievement. But through mindfulness, you discover that happiness isn't in holding on. It's in knowing that things will change. That awareness helps you cherish the present more deeply. A smile, a meal, a sunset, all become precious. Practice. The next time you sit down, simply follow one breath. Notice how it arrives, stays for a moment, and then leaves. Whisper to yourself, "This is impermanence." In time, your heart will learn to let go, to feel lighter, and to open into a deeper kind of freedom. 2. Dukkha, suffering. The Buddha said, "I teach only one thing, suffering, and the path that leads to the end of suffering." If impermanence is the first truth you notice in meditation, suffering is the next. When you sit quietly, without running away, you'll feel it. The ache in your back, the numbness in your legs, the restlessness in your mind. This is dukkha, suffering. Not because life is punishing you, but because the very nature of existence is imperfect, always rising and falling like waves. When we don't understand this, many of us mistake suffering as a sign of failure or as proof that something is wrong with us. In America, the culture of always be happy, always succeed makes it even harder. People hide their pain, pretending it isn't there. But mindfulness teaches the opposite. Don't run, don't cover it up, face it. When you observe a pain in the body, you see it has a beginning, a peak, and then it fades. When you watch a sadness in the mind, it slowly drifts away, like clouds passing across the sky. The great lesson is this: suffering is not the enemy, it's the teacher. By seeing suffering clearly, you come to understand the value of peace. By knowing your own pain, you naturally grow compassion for others because you realize everyone carries their own hidden burdens. Think about a time you worried over work or a relationship. Instead of being swallowed by it, if you had sat down, breathed, and simply watched that worry, you would have seen it as just another wave in the mind. It came, it stayed, it went. And you are far larger, far more still than those waves. Practice. Next time you feel discomfort in body or mind, don't rush to push it away. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and whisper to yourself, "This is suffering, and this too will pass." In that moment, you'll discover that within suffering already lies the seed of wisdom and liberation. 3. Anatta, non-self. The Buddha said, "There is no such thing as I, mine, or a permanent self within these 5 aggregates." When you sit in meditation and observe carefully, you begin to see the body and mind as shifting pieces, always changing. This body is nothing more than breath. Blood, bones, and cells coming together. This mind is simply a stream of thoughts, memories, and emotions rising and falling. So where, then, is the solid self we cling to so tightly? Mindfulness lets you experience this truth directly. A sad thought appears. You see it's just a passing cloud. Anger rises. You watch it swell and then dissolve. There is no permanent I who is angry forever, only a wave of anger that arises and fades. The self we hold on to is really just an illusion created by the ongoing flow of body and mind. In American culture, the pressure to individualize is intense. I must succeed. I must be unique. I must prove who I am. But the harder we cling to defining me, the more trapped we become in anxiety, comparison, and loneliness. The teaching of non-self doesn't deny your worth. It reminds you that you are far more than any label. You are not just your job, your bank account, or your online image. You are life itself, breathing, flowing, limitless. Think about this. When you hear a harsh criticism, the self instantly reacts, hurt, angry, defensive. But with mindfulness, you notice it's only sounds being heard, feelings arising and then passing. Without the story of, I am offended, your heart becomes free. Practice. The next time a strong thought or emotion arises, whisper inside, this is not me. This is only a passing event. Watch for a few moments, and you may feel your mind grow lighter, like the open sky, no longer imprisoned by the illusion of a fixed self. 4. Metta, compassion. The Buddha said, cultivate a heart of compassion, like a mother who protects her only child, even at the risk of her own life. Mindfulness meditation not only helps you see yourself more clearly, it also opens the door to something greater, compassion. When you sit quietly and notice the discomfort, the worry, or the loneliness inside, you begin to realize, I too am suffering. And from that understanding of your own pain, a natural tenderness arises toward the pain of others. This is the root of compassion. In American culture, so many of us are caught in the cycle of be strong, be independent, be a winner. That drive often makes us rigid, less willing to open our hearts. But mindfulness reminds us that true strength is found in softness. When you allow yourself to feel and to care, you don't become weaker, you become more whole. Think back to a moment when you saw someone suffering, maybe a stressed-out coworker, a homeless person on the street, or even a family member in pain. If you paused, took a deep breath, and silently sent the thought, may you be well, your heart likely softened. That simple opening doesn't just bring healing to them, it also heals you. Practice. Each day, take a few quiet minutes and silently repeat, may I be at peace, may my loved ones be at peace, may all beings be at peace. Over time, you'll feel a gentle warmth spreading through your heart. That warmth is compassion, the gift that mindfulness practice naturally brings. 5. Living in the present moment. The Buddha said, do not chase after the past, do not long for the future. Dwell deeply in the present moment, for that is where life truly is. In mindfulness meditation, you learn to come back to the here and now. One breath, one step, one sip of tea. Each becomes a doorway that connects you to real life. You begin to see that worries about tomorrow and regrets about yesterday are just shadows in the mind. The present moment is the only place where life is actually happening. In America, many people live in the cycle of work hard, achieve, move toward the future. The pressure to succeed makes it almost impossible to enjoy a simple morning, a warm meal with family, or even a peaceful night's sleep. But mindfulness reminds us, happiness isn't somewhere we're heading. It's right here, in the breath we're taking, in the moment we're living. For example, you might be eating, but your mind is lost in work emails. Or you might be sitting with your children, but your thoughts are tangled up in unpaid bills. In those moments, you've lost the most precious gift, the present. Meditation teaches you to pause, to chew your food in silence, to hear your child's laughter, to feel the sunlight on your skin. And in those moments, you realize you are truly alive. Practice. Today, Try walking for just 5 minutes without your phone. Feel each step. Listen to the rustling leaves, the sound of the wind. Or when you drink your morning coffee, put everything else aside and really taste it. Whisper to yourself, "This is the present moment. This is life." When you live fully in the present, your mind feels less scattered, your heart less heavy, and from that simplicity, true happiness begins to bloom. 6. The path to liberation. The Buddha said, "Just as the great ocean has but one taste, the taste of salt, so too my teaching has but one taste, the taste of liberation." Everything you learn from mindfulness meditation, impermanence, suffering, non-self, compassion, and living in the present all points to one destination: inner freedom. Liberation is not some distant idea in scriptures. It's a real experience that comes when your mind is no longer chained by greed, anger, or delusion. When you watch the breath, see change unfold, loosen your grip on the self, open your heart with compassion, and live in the present, you are already walking the very path the Buddha described. And each step on that path carries the flavor of freedom: a lighter heart, a clearer mind, a deeper peace. In America, many believe freedom means having endless choices, wealth, or the ability to do whatever they want. Yet so many still feel empty inside. True freedom isn't out there. It's in the ability to not be dragged around by the mind. When fear no longer controls you, when anger no longer burns you, when craving no longer sweeps you away, that is liberation. For example, imagine a stressful day at work. Instead of letting tension run your life, you pause, breathe deeply, and smile. In that moment, you have chosen freedom. Liberation doesn't always come through grand events. It often begins with the simple power to master one small moment. Practice. Each day, as you finish meditation, ask yourself, "Today, did I live even one moment of true freedom?" Notice it, nurture it, because those small moments, gathered together, will become a life of liberation. These 6 teachings are no longer distant words in old scriptures. They become living experiences in every breath, in every ordinary moment of life. You've seen impermanence, that everything changes, and it's this very change that makes life precious. You've recognized suffering, not as something to fear, but as a teacher that helps you grow. You've touched non-self, letting go of the illusion of me and mine. And from there, your heart naturally opens into compassion, learning to love yourself and others with genuine understanding. Mindfulness also brings you back to the present moment, the only place where life truly unfolds. And finally, all of it comes together in the path of liberation, the inner freedom that is no longer bound by greed, anger, or delusion. These 6 teachings are like 6 steps, guiding you from recognizing life's truths to tasting deep peace. They remind us that happiness isn't something to chase outside, but the ability to turn inward, to see clearly, and to hold ourselves with mindfulness. Mindfulness isn't just theory, it's a doorway that lets you step directly into the Buddha's timeless teachings, alive even after thousands of years. These 6 lessons will keep guiding you, as long as you're willing to sit down, breathe, and truly listen to yourself. If one of these teachings touched your heart, share it in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, so together we can plant more seeds of peace in the world.